Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Pinoy Care Talks Unfiltered Voices. This is a podcast by Pinoy Care says that, where we talk about topics that are rarely talked about in the community. Today, we're diving deep into the employment opportunities and real life challenges faced by overseas Filipino workers in the Czech Republic. Whether you're here or dreaming of starting a new life in Czech Republic, this podcast is for you. And joining us today are some incredible guests who have experienced it all, and we're talking firsthand experiences from employers to employees, their honest insights and practical advice. So, without further ado, I will introduce each and everyone, starting off with the director and CEO of Eden's Garden, Mr. Andre Pohan. Say hi, Sir
Hello,
Andre.
hi.
There you go. And we have here Miss Eden Pohan, the founder and financial director for Eden's Garden.
Hello
Hello, Miss
everyone.
Eden.
Hi.
And we have here Kuya Ariel. Kuya Ariel Fituna is the corporate manager uh, the country manager for Mega World and a manager for Eden's Garden. So hi
Hello, cheers.
Kuya Ariel, welcome to.
Rio, cheers.
Thank you. And
Cheers.
we have a very special guest right now. Joining us, we have Miss Yen Henovese. I hope I pronounced your last name well. Welcome to the show, and yeah, we're glad to have you here. Uh, she is an alumna of the University of New York in Prague, and she is also a freelance criminal something, right? I'm sorry, I forgot the title I wrote there,
Criminal
but
something.
she is.
So are you in
Oh,
criminal? Okay.
yeah, anyway. She's amazing, and welcome to the show, Miss Yan. And we have Miss Chris joining us as
Oh,
well.
Wow,
She's
cheers.
still
Hello.
in the
Hello.
car.
Hello. Hi. There was a
Oh, hi,
ton of
Hello,
Chris.
Miss Chris.
hello everyone.
Miss Chris is she's been with us for the last couple of podcasts, and I featured her as well in one of the one-on-one Pinoy Care Talks. So welcome back, Miss Chris, and thank you. We're excited to hear your insights about our current topics. So
Thank you.
let's jump right in. So we're going to discuss about the employment and opportunities as well as challenges faced by OFWs here in the Czech Republic. And these line of guests are the perfect people to discuss about this because I've known them for quite some time, and they've employed a lot of Filipinos in the Czech Republic. So let's start off with Miss Eden Pohan. Miss Eds,
yeah.
why do
Hi.
you think our Filipinos? Why do you think our Filipinos working in the Czech Republic? Why is it their first choice of employment here in Central Europe?
Yeah. I think, of course, because Europe is the best country or place to go. Good opportunity for the Filipino to work, and then it is.
You want
Sorry.
I will help you?
Yeah, help me, please.
Like sure, maybe like me, like Czech can more explain
Automatic
what
help.
is here nice because we have, of course, in comparison of other countries, Czech Republic, of course, maybe has no so big salary sometimes for Filipino to offer if we compare it maybe with Germany or Britain. But on the other side, Czech Republic is really evaluated like one of the best quality life in the Europe because here is safety, here is nice ambience, historical
Easy
city.
living.
Yeah,
Rated as
easy,
number
easy
seven
living.
cities.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So this is the main, I think, reason that of course because the visa also because we have now this government program 10,000 visa for Filipino here, so it's easy to come here now. Uh, on other side, of course, but we can tell also after 5 years of staying here, the Filipino can reach permanent residence, what is
Exactly.
also
Yeah.
very special in comparison of other countries. So Filipino can really start new life here.
As long as it continues, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah, of course,
Continues
continues.
5 years
of
continue.
the
5 years.
informate of
Mhm.
the company.
Yes.
Exactly,
Yes.
after 5 years.
Mhm.
But on other side,
That's true.
maybe we can tell also our experience from side of company, because we
Yeah.
are employing more than 50 Filipino recently, and it's pity that really
The position of massage therapist is like not not accredited in like in the Philippine embassy. So this is the question also why it should be banned to hire a massage therapist, because there is a lot of, it's like in demand, you know. It's a good position because there is a lot of Filipino in the Philippines who don't have work, and this is kind
mm,
of
opportunity for
opportunity
them.
for
Yeah,
the
for
Philippines.
explanation, because temporary embassy like stop accreditation of massage therapist, and nobody.
The all the massage
Yeah, all
therapists
the
in the Czech
massage
Republic.
therapists in Czech Republic. So that's
Oh,
why probably nobody understand why is that, because of course there is coming more and more Filipino, and of course the massage therapist is very now demanded, and also be very
It's trending. Yeah.
prestige work, by the way, for
and they
Filipino.
have good salary for it with the
Sure.
tip and
Good
good
benefits. Yeah.
good benefits.
And we should tell that, for example, our company is like doing more than 50,000 massage per year, and also cooperating with the biggest company like Škoda Auto, O2, G Money Bank. So we have clients, really top clients, and we have top rating. So really, like, we can offer the best really to even our employees, and it's really pity that we cannot hire now therapists
From the
from the
Philippines,
Philippines. Of course, we
because
are hiring from other
other
countries
country
now.
for
So
now.
they don't have reasons why,
Yeah, they don't
Nobody
have.
explain. Nobody explain it. No,
so
that's the
they
problem.
must do it.
We need to
But
invite
anyway,
as ambassador podcast. They can explain
yeah,
it a bit like this.
Yeah,
probably it
that,
would be
Yeah.
good.
that's
It would
true.
be good.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Have you talked to this one to the Philippine embassy in charge
And then
already?
we'll speak with them. They
Yeah,
have
I will have a
meeting.
meeting soon, so I will discuss about it. What is why they are banning massage therapists? So we will see.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, you are one of the biggest employers for Filipino masseuse or the massage therapies. What challenges did you guys have in processing their
Yeah.
visa?
Yeah, it
You
is
know,
the uh, good on
the
this
right
process of visa.
About
So
visa, yeah, of course. By the way, about visa, we are proud to tell that we have 100% success to even in complicated cases, because sometimes it's coming people to us Filipino with complicated cases,
situation.
not just easy change of employer, what is really easy nowadays, but sometimes we need to solve more complicated things. But we are okay with this. We are ready to solve this situation mostly, if it's possible. Of course, there are things what is not possible. Of course, I would just warn Filipino about changing employer very fast after they are coming here, because this is banned now also in the law, that they need to stay minimally 6 months after starting their first biometric card. That's important to
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
but we will maybe we'll give the words also I could be others for now, because we have many experience. However, we will tell it later.
Later.
Yeah. I want to jump into Faith. I'm sorry, Faith.
Yeah.
I forgot to introduce you, but Faith is
Oh,
a
no
care
problem.
coordinator, and I had the pleasure of working with Faith before, so
Yes,
I know you
yes.
very well.
3 or 2 years ago. Yes, also with Chris.
Yes, yes, that's true. So welcome, Faith, to the show,
Yes.
to Pinoy Care. We're glad
Yeah,
to
thank
have
you for
you here.
inviting me.
Yeah, no problem. And I wanna ask you about your experience of going here in the Czech Republic. So before going to corporate, you worked with other Filipinos, right? Can you talk about that?
Yeah, exactly. But before I come here, actually, it was just like a little backstory how I came here. So it's basically I was, I think, 12 or 13. I don't know if you know the
Mhm.
show Amazing Race. It's like American TV show where they go to different
Mhm.
cities
Yeah.
and they do
Uh-huh.
this. challenges, right?
Yeah.
They went to Prague, and then I said, "Oh, what? That's a nice city. It's like a lot of castles. From where we came from, there's no castles, right?" So at that time, I it stuck in my memory bank. So after I
Mhm.
graduated college, I told my mom, "Okay, so I really want to leave the Philippines." So I saw an opportunity to come here. So my first job here was a production worker, a catering worker. Yeah, I
Mhm.
think I started with one of Miss Eden Sorpohan's employee before, which is Dario and Topher,
Yeah.
which are like my brothers, yeah, basically.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I started with them, and then after that, I had COVID also. There's of course the pandemic. It became
Mhm.
like a blessing in disguise for me, and I think Chris is like a witness here because she's the one who interviewed me to
Yeah.
Yeah.
for on my very first corporate experience, and then fast forward to today, I am now care coordinator for a American company.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
That's
Wow. That's
Mhm.
amazing. What was the transition like? How did you go from the production to corporate?
It's more of making it a decision, or like how do I say, like a thing for myself, that it's just a stepping stone for me, basically.
Mhm.
So at that time, I really wanted something more for myself. So the transition is like not that big, because technically I really wanted it for myself, basically.
I
Mhm.
see. Okay. Thank you
And
for sharing.
can I ask you what is the difference between your Czech colleague and Filipino colleague, for example, if you can compare?
Okay.
With the Czech colleague, it's or the mainly I work with international colleagues, so it's not just Czech, or like are
Mhm.
not just specific Filipinos. But one thing that I can compare is mainly for Filipinos, we are more specific with our work. We don't count. We don't check the time that much. We
Mhm.
yeah.
are more, I don't know,
Hardworking.
hardworking. Basically, that's just the word. We
Mhm.
are more hardworking.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, that's interesting.
And I
So my
think that could, sorry, go ahead, Sir
I
Andre.
just noticed to this because, of course, we have also many experience with international staff, so we
Yeah.
can compare also. This is, I think, interesting topic. How is the Filipino workers? How is the we have now recently in company many Asian. We have Indonesian, Taiwan. Also we have
Vietnamese.
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 Vietnamese are very
Mhm.
nice people for us. Also, they are helping us a lot. And of course, we have Czech colleague also, and we have, and before I employ many other countries, so I have experience, so I can tell some experience about this. How is it with Filipino? So I would tell Filipino workers are of course great if you will take care about them.
Like baby.
Like, yeah, of course they are more depending,
Yeah.
it's true, they are more depending,
Tell
that's
us
true.
more
Yeah.
about babying Filipino
You
employees.
need
Yeah, like
really to give them
babysitter.
like attention, of course.
Nah, but yeah,
Some.
that's this is about culture now.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
need like employer understand, and that's what Czech employer doesn't understand often. That you need to give more attention, you need to more care. But of course, they will return to you a
Good.
good
Good
work
Good
work.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because you need to make. That's why we are in Eden's Garden very specific company, because we are making many team buildings
Yes.
and parties for our workers, and they have every time open the door to our
Please
office to
them.
speak with
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
So this is very important, of course, and
Like a family.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly,
We
like
are.
family,
Yeah. Like we
Like
are
Yeah.
family.
like
We
me.
are everything.
Mhm.
I'm your son.
Yeah, son or brother. Too old for son.
Yeah.
Not a son.
All right. And I think Miss Chris has something to say. She's
Yeah,
back.
that's actually very true because when it comes to culture, Filipinos are more intact, and that togetherness culture sometimes it's a good advantage, and sometimes there is a disadvantage
Hmm.
because of that. The disadvantage is more towards that you cannot speak on your own. You always need a representative,
Mhm.
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
dedicated person to speak for your emotion. And to the part where you said that you have to, treat them like a baby, that's actually very true, because sometimes we tend to be emotionally needy, right? We tend
exactly.
to, yeah.
Okay.
Ah, there is
We
some
lost
internet.
her, but who wants to
Right
jump
with
in?
our
Yeah,
opinion, that
maybe.
it could,
Ah,
Oh,
lead to some assumption, and it will end up in not in a good way.
mhm.
It's
Yeah.
true. And speaking of babying Filipino employees, sorry about that. Probably not the right term, but yeah, I really agree with Miss Chris about like we are very emotionally invested, so we are holding on to the community to help us, you know.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So
Right.
Because
as
Filipino,
May
employers for Filipinos,
yeah,
and I know that the Eden's Garden are giving housing for your employees, right? Do you
Yeah, yeah.
experience like
Mhm.
problems giving this benefit for your employers? And can you
Yeah.
talk more about this?
Okay, that's a good question. You are right because Filipino workers are specific, of course, that they have benefits, but other workers from other countries mostly they don't expect from the employer. It's like housing or, of course, the ticketing and other benefits like rice. What is funny for us even, but yeah, this is very important. We
yeah,
know how.
rice, because rice is their life.
Exactly,
Rice
exactly,
is
right.
life.
Can't live without
Yeah,
rice,
Yeah.
right?
But about
they could
housing,
not make force massage safe.
No, no
yeah,
deep
yeah, no
tissue
power.
massage.
Without rice is no power. But by the way, yeah, about housing, there is a usual problem. It's about setting the rules because if you like employer are paying all cost of
Cost.
housing and also if you are paying the energy, of course this is Filipino are very community living people, and when you will explain them, of course, that if they will every time their friend will visit, they have boyfriend, they have friends, they are visiting the housing, they are using the energy, they are also
Water.
sometimes they are cooking, there are a lot of party, of course, so this is costly, of course, in the energy. So
Yeah.
there is needed to set up some rules about some limits about this, for example. But maybe Ariel can tell also because he is the part of this community living
Yeah.
in house, for
Of course,
example.
sometimes and you cannot prevent. There's
Visitors.
always visitors.
Yeah.
Filipino always
Mm.
welcoming people at home and cook more and eat more because this is the culture that we've grown up.
Mm.
So sometimes I'm telling them that okay, just minimize. Sometimes not every time.
Don't abuse
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
don't abuse the rules that
No,
we
but
have.
for me, of course, from side of employer, we need to set up exact rules what we did. It means, for example, we are paying some advance for
Hmm.
energy, and if it will be more,
We
this
will
should be
pay.
enough for
Yeah,
normal
yeah.
normal life. If it will be more, then they need to share
So we
the
can share.
cost.
Yeah,
So
yeah. That's gonna be.
that's the reasonable, right?
Yeah,
Oh, no.
yeah.
That's
I
why
would
this
just
kind of
like
housing
also,
advantage need to be transparent as well
Hmm.
between the
Mm, mm.
employee and
yeah,
the employers. They should set
yeah,
the roles and always reminded them what should be need to be done and what should be not to be done. So this is why of the reason the employers and the Filipinos that having disadvantages become abused
yes.
because like what you said earlier, Filipinos are very nurturing, and especially Filipinos that are living like like us OFWs, we are tend to collect more people to us to be with us, especially during the weekends, because that's the only time we can be together and have those
Banding.
yeah, the bonding quality, and that kind of nurturing is we can find that to our friendship to the Filipino community, and that's sometimes getting
Yeah,
abused.
it's also
Yeah.
prevent you for being homesick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the
Mostly.
only reason they can, like what
yeah.
you said, to feeling the homesick. So that's why they're more tend to have friendship, and it's
Mm-hmm.
become overwhelming as well. And for like them that they are providing the housing benefits and other benefits, it's become abuse, which is
Yeah.
this is why we need to be transparent between the two parties.
Yeah, I would just like to compare something. No, if you hire a local, so that everyone would really understand.
Yeah.
If you hire a local person, you don't need to worry about their housing. They will take care of it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then they
Yes,
are
exactly.
also
exactly.
being paid with a
Mm.
minimum, right?
Yeah.
So for the Filipino community, if somebody provides you a housing and you're getting the minimum, it's actually a benefit. It's not really
Yeah.
required for the
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
employer
Exactly.
to give that to you. It's just out of the goodness of heart.
Yeah.
So this is sometimes also that you have to understand that this kind of benefit it's given because they do understand our culture, and sometimes the ticket is also another benefit. So it's not
Exactly.
really like yeah, right, it's not
Yeah.
really like a mandatory imposed that you should get it. It is a benefit, and a
Exactly.
benefit can be given and can be taken away. So since there's no actually there's I haven't seen anybody or a Filipino who was not given an accommodation or a ticket. So you have also to be, to be understandable and responsible for the house that you live in. You will keep it clean, you will keep it tidy, you have to take care of it, and you have also to be responsible of your expenses like gas, electricity,
Mhm.
Yes. Yes.
water, and
Yeah.
all of these things. So like you said earlier, there should be a very good expectation and education of what is the basic and what is the plus, because sometimes I am hearing like, oh, what if I will get the money and I will live somewhere else? Look,
Yeah.
it's a benefit. If you want to
Mhm.
live somewhere else, you have to get it from your salary, you
Yeah,
know
Yes.
exactly. By the way, we are offering
Exactly.
also like sorry, Faith. Maybe you would like to tell
Mhm.
something. Faith, you would like to
No, no.
tell?
So like, yeah. So basically, it's like the thing of the transition that Kirsty was talking about before. Because when I first got here, we have this benefit, and then for the Filipinos who might want to go outside of like being in how do I say, in these type of
Revolve.
settings, yeah, or to live out, you will have to take care of everything. Also, you have to be educated on if you exceed this
Mm.
month this
Energy, energy
energy or
consumption.
gas or something.
Mm.
So there will be like you have to pay more, for example.
Mm.
Yes.
So they should be educated on this one as well.
Yeah, exactly. I would like just add that, of course, if something is free, people are not really thinking that it's worthy, and they are not behaving responsible sometimes. So they should understand that employer, of course, is paying for it. And for example, when was the now the crisis about energy? You can imagine that bills come to us, and it was like 150 additional payment,
For
thousand. I
one
mean,
year.
per year additional payment on site of the deposit. And we have, for example, 4 houses rent or something like this, accommodation for Filipinos. So each of these, and you can see 500,000 is just
Just for
away by this.
For you.
So
yeah.
so
Yeah.
and how you can, of course, we cannot tell the workers you will pay it because Russian attack Ukraine and energy is now more expensive. So this is our risk in the business. We are in the risk. Sometimes we have big cost, but of course we have also chance to earn some money if it's good time.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
this is a better way as well for everyone to realize, yes, you're getting the minimum, let's say, or a little bit above, but your housing is free, your gas is free. So that
Mm.
more or less like about 10,000 or 12,000 additional, let's say, that you will
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to pay on your own. Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is also another mindset that somebody needs to consider, that you are not just actually gaining what you have because somebody
Mm,
else is
mhm.
paying for you. It doesn't mean
Exactly.
that it's not counted, right?
Exactly.
It's
I,
still
I
an
would like I
expenses.
would like
We say
to.
people will realize. Sorry.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Faith.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just about to say, like, if they will realize that this is a really a big, big benefit when they step outside or they live
Mm,
outside,
mm,
considering the
mm.
market,
Exactly.
how the house market right now,
It's
it's
very
really,
expensive.
Very
it's
Really.
expensive.
very expensive.
Exactly. I think that Filipinos should know what is the real cost of their employment. Sometimes they don't know it because they know about the
The
net
net.
net
The
money
net
what they are
money.
The
receiving. But
gross. Yeah.
Exact
Net,
or
net.
or not. Sometimes they don't know probably even
They are
about
thinking
gross.
about
Yeah,
the
They
because
are
net.
because company has this project, has also the budget for this project. Yeah, so sometimes you are workers are expecting more, like, oh, why I'm working hard and I'm just only receiving these things.
Mhm.
So they didn't know that this project's only budgeted for this amount. So
Exactly
something like
right.
that.
And I would like to count maybe, for example, that they will see it, the therapists, for example, recently, they are earning mostly here in the Prague, like up to 25,000 net money. They have accommodation, they have health and social insurance, they have, of
Yeah,
course,
paid
tips for them
accommodation.
and rice, what we spoke about already. So you must count it like, of course, that health
Total
and social insurance cost like 12,000
Yeah.
from each Jacobitis minimally.
Social care,
Yeah,
7.5% or
yeah.
7.6%.
Total, I
Yeah,
mean, the
the
health
total
and
yeah,
social insurance could be, for
so
example,
yeah,
from this
12%.
salary around
12,000
we
something.
can tell 12,000 or additional. The additional 12,000 is employer paying, and
Yeah.
they don't know even that too much. But this is for healthcare, free healthcare, of course, and social care also. And after there is accommodation, so there is, for example, another 7-8 thousand for accommodation per person. If it's
Exactly.
share accommodation, of course, we are trying to keep the budget relatively reasonable, but sometimes, of course, in Prague it's not easy. That's why we need to have really enough person in the accommodation. Takže there is additional 7,000. After there is, of course, ticketing. Every 2 years ticket, what it means. It costs 15,000 per 2 years. So
Or more.
It's
or
23,000. But
23
23.
every.
20 to
look, we
30.
aren't
23.
give it.
Qatar
Like
Airlines,
this.
32.
Yeah, so if you count it, you should, like businessman, you need to count it for monthly cost.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it means
Yeah.
every
Really
month
big.
additional, like I don't know, 800 or something like this, for example.
1,000.
And of course the rice and other benefits what is connected. So you can
Yeah.
see that the therapists are thinking we receive 25,000, okay, but they cost us maybe
Mhm.
45-50,000 as
Exactly.
well.
So
So
this
each
is
of them.
actually
Exactly.
Also,
this is actually one of the Filipina who told me that her boss is paying 45 a month for everything for her, and then she's actually domestic helper. Yeah, she's taking care of the house, cooking for them, and she got the information that she's getting 45, but the agency is giving her 25. So I have to explain the same thing as what we talked today,
the
and
growth in the
that
neighborhood.
yeah, that person cannot really understand. She wants the whole 45, and I was like, that's not
Yeah,
that's not
I have the
possible.
case. I have the
Yeah.
case for this one.
But I would add, in this case, what we are telling, there is also profit of agency, because if the agency is the employer, of course, also them needs to be profit to have profit. So there is
Yes.
some
Yes.
small public profit also.
And it's normal.
It's
It's their
normal, of
business.
course, because they care about
Exactly.
everything, also about administration.
Yeah, it's like that they have their own HR, right? So the HR needed to communicate with the other parts of the government offices and so on. So
Yeah.
that person cannot comprehend it, and I was just like, how can I explain this thing? So there is really like somebody who can understand it immediately, especially if they had a lot of experience working, the how the
Mm.
taxes it's working, how the other expenses is counting, these things. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right. So it's very important to explain. I would like to connect with our previous topic, why therapist is not now coming here, because I would like to explain. I think that Filipino doesn't need too much, for example, protect here in the Europe, because in the Europe it's very safe and employees has big rights here already. And honestly, if some employer is not good, they will just change the employer and they will find better employer, because it's very easy here. So I think the main real purpose of non-profit organization, also employer and also embassy and other institution who is connected with the visa and like employing foreigners, should do education for Filipino. That's the most
Yeah.
important. It's not needed to protect them because we are not in Arabic country, but it's needed
Yes.
to
For security reason,
educate.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
educate.
this is one actually of my thoughts of this, and I think Faith, we actually talked about it sometime before, that this country is very safe. There is somebody who's always willing to help. There is a lot of community who's here for you, and you are not being,
Exactly.
imprisoned. They're not
Mhm.
holding the passport for you.
Yeah.
You have it on your own.
Yeah,
So
great.
it's a very good country to work with, and I'm really hoping, that's why I am joining this podcast,
Yeah.
because this is also an education to bring more Filipinos, coming from Philippines to here.
Yeah.
And it actually breaks my heart that both of Andre and Eden, that you actually help a lot of Filipinos here, coming rescuing a lot of
Yeah.
Filipinos, and then you are not given that opportunity, and the license that you would like to get. I think we can establish an interview with the embassy to get their side of what's really happening, and you've been really fair to your guys. You've given them too much. You have even free KFC. I'm hearing it from your
Yeah.
employees, like you're giving them free food,
Mhm.
this kind of things, which is remarkable. And I really hope soon enough you will be
Mhm.
given that license. Yeah.
Thank you for
Yes.
that.
True.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think the more people will inherit this kind of advantages that they give to the community, I think they're gonna be more positive coming, and this could be a turnover from the embassy that maybe one day they could allow this opportunity to to come in, because it is a big help for those
Yes.
Filipinos from the Philippines who want to come here and start a new life with the possibility of getting a great benefits. Salary is greater than what they had in the Philippines. So this
I-
is one of the reason I think before, like we're talking about earlier. Um, I just want to emphasize that those Filipinos that would like to enter into a contract, they should understand well what is written in the contract. And if they don't understand what is, because mostly it is English and it is a legal deeply vocabularies in there. If they don't understand, there's a lot of help that they can get in. And just if there's any questions that is questionable for them, what is the non-transparent for them, they can ask those questions just to make sure that what they're getting to a situation is what they wanted to get. Like
yes.
like all
Exactly.
the benefits should be given to them, and then after here maybe they're not getting it. It's because it's not clear enough. So for those Filipinos that are trying to get into a contract, you should read it carefully, talk to the employer, and be transparent to everything. Ask the questions that is not you don't understand,
Yeah.
because everything could be cleared out as long as everything is transparent to the
Mhm.
agreement.
Exactly, and I would
Yeah.
like to tell that
I just
the
want to add. I just want to add. Yeah.
Mhm.
So regarding this, like getting into a contract and stuff, for the Filipinos, because mostly we're always in a group.
Yeah.
We're just following with the HR. No, we should be aware that there are like NGOs that are
Yes,
helping with this
exactly.
type of stuff. It's free of charge, like La Strada, ICP, this type of organizations that will be willing to help, and it's for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would like also add, zase, you need to communicate with your employer. This is the most
Yeah.
important.
Important.
Yes.
Your employer is not your enemy.
Enemy.
Of course, there
Yeah.
is sometimes happening that there are some employer who are not good, and of course, after you should love them, definitely. But most of the employer you are willing, of course, to give the good opportunity, good work, and problem is just with bad communication
Yeah, talk to the
between.
expert. Yeah,
Exactly.
and
because
and
only those two parties knows what is going on, instead of talking to the other people which doesn't
yes.
know about the story. There's two people to tango, so everyone
Correct.
should knows and should be
Yeah.
synchronized.
Yes. And I would just like actually to mention, I just remember it now. Both Andre and Eden help a lot of people during Corona time, which is very critical here. Yeah. So I would like to mention that you guys are really getting so much of this attention, which is not necessary, which is not validated, and not really being rationalized properly, but you actually in the backhand you're helping a lot of people even during the corona time, which is for me, I would rather work with somebody who has credibility. There's a lot of employer there that will abuse, will take advantage, and
Mm-hmm.
when they left them, they come to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's actually another way there. I would really recommend, for everyone, especially with the mashu and massage therapist, that you really take care also of the people that actually taking care of you. So that's just my additional cent
Mhm.
there.
Yeah, thank you, Tara. It's real today, like advertisement for us. This is
No, no, no.
We didn't
too
expect
much.
it.
It's too
No.
much. Of course, it's about communication. We
Yes.
feel real responsibility for our workers.
Workers.
Also, we want real people cooperate with long term. We have therapists many years, right?
Seven years.
And also some of them become managers, and that's great that we can cooperate on this basis. And yeah,
Yes,
this is what
and
we.
I even heard that somebody move on. Let's say they work with you before for years, and now they have their own businesses on their own. So it's a step. If you don't like where you are, you don't need to be there forever. Then you have to step up, but you need to communicate it properly to your
Mhm.
employer. You don't
Exactly.
need to be shy out. Intimidated. Communication is the key.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. This is the problem of Filipino. What we spoke last time already. That you speak with Filipino about some topic, and they are just answering sometimes yes, yes, yes. It looks like they understand, but after next you can see that they didn't understand,
Yeah.
and there's the problem. So don't be shy to ask Rio
Yeah, when it's
everything.
not clear, ask the question.
Yes, I think we're gonna jump into the language barrier as a challenge for Filipinos working
Uh,
here as well. So,
okay,
Mr.
okay.
Andre, since
Yeah,
you
yeah,
started
yeah,
with this
yeah.
topic,
I will.
you might want to share something.
Okay, I will start with this. Of course, you can see my accent is for you difficult sometimes. I can imagine that it's not easy, especially for those Filipino who are coming from province. And yes, sometimes we can see there is a communication barrier. But of course, in company we have advantage that our managers are Filipino. Of course, even Eden is Filipina, so there is no this communication barrier really. But yeah, I can imagine that this is big problem with Czech employer who really has this barrier with
Yeah.
some Filipino. The very very big problem, of course. After.
Maybe I would like to ask Faith some question. Have you heard anything from our community, if there is any problem when it comes to communication?
With the communication one, I think it's my very first job here. So one colleague was so annoyed that the local was talking to him in Czech. And then what,
Mm.
in my opinion, this is just basically on my opinion, we are the foreigners here. We are the basically the visitors. So we should be the one who
Would
had the
just
initiative
Learn.
to learn, or to at least try to communicate with them. At least try to learn the basic language, the basic
Yes.
courtesies and stuff. So at least we can have a middle point. Oh, I in their thing at the back of their mind, they will, okay, so they're trying for me. Maybe I will try for them, so they can find a middle point, basically.
And so, how is your Czech language now?
So right now I just finished A1, so I will start A2 this May.
Ah,
This
Nice.
okay,
May
that's
A2.
good.
Nice.
good, good.
Yeah. Yeah,
Lovely.
Uchem san.
So
Uchem
next
san.
time podcast in Czech language, huh? Oh,
Learning Czech
Yeah.
language.
Yeah, and
Absent.
in addition to that one, you said, Faith, yeah, we are the foreigners here and we should be able and become an open-minded. We are the one to adjust, and we have the capability of having more friendship with them And instead of being annoyed to the language, just try to get into it and try to understand that they are also annoyed to us because we don't speak their language. So it's just,
Exactly.
both
Yeah,
sides.
yeah.
And it's not just because the Czech and its language is, it's a diverse multi-language. So it's not just the Czech. If we are here in the Czech Republic, we also, if you go to Germany, it's another language that it's another has
Mhm.
trouble for the Filipinos. So in just a short word, we have to be, as a Filipinos or anyone, everyone, as a foreigners in a new country, we should be the one to adapt, be nice. We try to, to put on our shoes to their shoes as well, because if we are getting annoyed, them as well,
Yeah,
so we should
and
be
that's
open.
yes, actually that's very true. We need also to integrate in the culture,
Yes.
not just the language, but
Exactly.
also the
Yeah,
culture
because it's
itself.
not
Mm.
about us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
so
the
it's
that is the
always,
yeah.
correct word. Integrate. Yeah. To
yeah,
Yeah,
immerse.
Agree.
it
yeah,
emerge. Yeah, so
yeah.
just try to merge with
Immerse.
the culture. I know that we have something like togetherness, but it's also to get away from that a little bit and merge with the culture,
Yeah.
really understand. Because I Czech is a very very family oriented, very close to family. There is a really good communication between families, like the child and the father, the child and the mother. There's always good communication. It's not like in Philippines, we have
Mhm.
some very dynamic and very interesting family
True.
culture when the
Ah.
daughter cannot speak to the father, because
Mm.
Bilingual,
when
yeah.
when the daughter needs to address the father, the daughter needs to speak to the mother, and the mother speaks to the father. So
Ah,
Ah,
there is that
yeah,
mm.
there
that
is
culture as
like,
well. Yeah, so
Yeah,
Czech Republic
complex.
is a very close
Always a bridge.
yeah,
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 yeah, bring ba.
yeah,
that's
and
interesting. Mhm,
yeah.
correct. That's interesting that you are telling this because, of course, I every time had like Filipino is family oriented, religious. Of course, I can see that we are religious all, but on other side, I can tell that the relationship in the families and really between people around, mostly the quality is better here in the Czech Republic. Even
Yes.
we are not so religious. We have good relationship in family. We are even with friends. So our friends are real friends, not like just that if you need something, you will
You will
borrow
take,
from money
Yeah.
somebody or
and you will
something like
forget
this.
already.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, do you know that when I first arrived here in Czech Republic, it was the very first time for me, this was my experience, to see a man pushing the baby stroller.
Career
Oh,
Stroller,
stroller,
yeah.
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 sure.
And it was
Mm.
also the
Yeah.
first time for me to see that the father is holding the kid. You will never see this in Philippine ways back.
Ah,
No, you will never
mm.
see this. So
Because the
there might
Philippines
be
don't have the
some,
stroller.
but it's
Yeah, it's the
yeah.
mom.
Because
Always
we
the
don't
mom.
like that.
And then we have more yayas.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Free for ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Rich
that's
kid,
why,
yeah.
the
But
culture
what
here
ab-
in
We
Czech
grow
is
up with
very
yayas.
tight. Yeah.
Oh, you?
and
Yeah.
what about Ariel? You already are becoming European man, or you are still Filipino? You feel in
We
this?
have half.
It's
Half
always
half.
been there, right?
Half
So you
So
will
half.
take care about baby, or
Of course.
Half
well,
half.
sometimes.
Yeah. We're adopting already
Okay.
the culture of
Oh.
Europeans. So
Mm.
can be.
All right, nicely said on the cultural differences and integration. So, any one of you knows what are the free integration seminars or trainings that anyone here in the Czech Republic
For,
offers? Can
for sure,
you?
this.
Basically I utilized all of them, like as long as because it's part of the integration here to utilize all of these things. Like for example, ICP integration, they offer
ICT? Uh-huh.
language courses. And then for but the thing about ICP is you cannot go for third semester, so you have to wait for one. So Ushad Pratse, or the Minister of Interior, is also offering a language course, and then it's for free. You will just have to register for 300 crowns, and then file it to
Uh-huh.
the labor office, and then from there you could have um, a free language course basically. And then also for Filipinos that are working here longer, as we're talking about earlier, unemployment, some, this is part of the challenges that we are facing here. If you
Mhm.
work here longer, the government is giving support. For example, while you are looking for a job, they can
Yeah.
offer support for you basically.
How about the embassy?
The embassy. Next question, please.
No,
No, I
they
just
are
wanna know
actually,
the role in this.
yeah.
Maybe
You
just
know
make
what,
that a
I
big
really
makeup
want
though.
I really want to hear from them, because I think they lack of exposure of what they can do, what they are
Yeah.
offering, and there's just a lot of hearsay as well around it, and I think it would be fair to hear their side of the story,
Mm,
because
sure.
Filipinos sometimes can be very sakit sa ulo,
Mm,
like
mm,
very
mm,
very hard to understand and comprehend, or
mm.
sometimes it's just storytelling but nothing really concrete.
Yeah.
So it might be just the opinion of the others as well, so it's nice to hear, because regardless, they represent us, they represent
Mm.
Philippines here in Czech
Filipino.
Republic,
Sure,
and
sure.
it would be nice really to get their side. Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
On the
you
Yeah.
can
next
have an interview in
series.
the future.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel it
Yes.
also like this. It's a Philippine embassy is your embassy, of course. And by the way, embassy everywhere. If I'm somewhere in the different country, I know that I have their Czech embassy and they will
Mm.
take care about me. This is service for me. So of course you should feel it same. Like Filipino here, the embassy should be service for you. So they are over here for you. So of course you need to ask them every time what you need, and you need to communicate with them. Everything is about the communication, and I
Yes.
hope that we will give the chance to speak here also the representative of embassy
Embassy.
try about to explain some topic what is needed to explain, because you thought Christine right. It's not easy sometimes with Filipino, because the communication is quite difficult. That's
Yeah.
also because education in the Philippines, it's really not on the level maybe it should be, because I can see that people who studied high school or university even in Philippines, they are not able to make a basic understanding of text, even basic understanding of what you are saying, and also of course other subjects they are really missing proper education. So
Comprehension.
comprehension, yeah, it's
Yes.
cognitive
The,
really functional. So this is the biggest problem, and I think it's needed to work on it. It's really a continual work, and that's why also this
yeah.
podcast can help really. And I hope that, by the way, that many will join us next time, because we are very open that they can join us who wants and speak here in between us about everything. I would like also tell thank you to all who was watching the last podcast, because there was many thousands who watch it, and there was real feedback of this, and people really like it, and thank you for it, because we
Yeah,
just
yeah.
try to open
Thank
some topic what
you.
is important.
Yeah.
Well, technically, I'm just trying to say this that the embassy actually, in a term that they are here just for because of the diplomatic
Relation.
reason.
Relations.
They bring
Yes.
the relationship of the Czech Republic to the Philippines, so they have to make sure that the relationship is intact. And if the Czech Republic needs some people, let's say to bring more people here for tourism or other businesses, the Philippine embassy here can be the bridge of that. So for those Filipinos that are having troubles here, for for their personal reasons, we cannot really say that the embassy is there for them or for us whole 100% to help us. But with regards to like passport and other visas, that one they will
Mm.
do that. That's their main reason why they are here and why we exist here, because they're doing this diplomatic reason. They're here for
Yeah.
diplomacy. They are here to nurture the tourism and to bring business to the Philippines and the
Correct.
Czech Republic to the Philippines. But with our personal problems, we cannot bring it to the
Mm,
embassy,
mm,
because
mm,
Yeah, that's why.
there is a constant, or there is a deliberation that why they are here. But other than that, if we are like there's a recent problem with a Filipino. I'm not sure about this guy who for
The in prison.
yeah that went to
Steerage.
prison.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's I'm gonna say good job for the Philippine Embassy for providing
Yes.
lawyers for these guys. So
Mhm.
that kind of problems is the embassy will handle that. But other than like financial problems, it's
Sure.
I don't think that
Mm.
No, no.
The Philippine Embassy will gonna handle that. They will
No.
do whatever they can take, whatever they can give. But for other personal reasons, we cannot say that the embassy can handle that because we have
Mm.
our own responsibility. And coming here as a foreigners, as an OFW, of course they are there. They are there the bridge to help us. But the other personal issues is we cannot give
Yes.
that to them 100%.
Yeah, and I would like perfect. I think that you taught it really right. This is what
Yes.
is needed to understand.
Yes.
The embassy, of course, cannot really solve the personal problems. Maybe some Filipino. This is same like with employer.
Yeah.
Filipino thinks that there is
Everything can be
yeah,
solved by
everything
them.
will
Yeah.
be
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why
solved by.
they are sending sometimes they refer it to the NGOs which is based in Czech.
They
Yeah.
should send
Yeah.
to institution because here in Czech Republic is many institution who is caring about the emergency situation. But on
Yeah.
other side, I would tell that this is what is needed that you are free people. You are in Czech Republic, so you are following Czech law. Of course, we have
Check
benefits
one.
from Czech law
Government.
also. So we have the social insurance, we have some health insurance, of course,
Mhm.
and we have other services from government, Czech government, because we are paying taxes probably mostly here. But I would just tell that I hope that also employment will be more released toward the freedom that if Filipino is agreeing with employer about some employment, like everywhere in the world is it is like employee and employer, that there will be not third side who will interfere to this because
Yes,
we are
yes.
not Philippines is not China, I would tell. Like,
Mhm.
I hope that
Yeah.
Philippines will not become
Oh my God.
in this or Russian
Communism.
communism really. And it's not we have it here. I would like to tell we have here in Czech Republic this situation before revolution. We have communists here, 89, and when we go to abroad, we need to ask the government. Every time, and they most refuse it. Of course, if we wants to go to Western country, they refuse it to go. So this is same now for you. You have also some institution, and they are deciding if you can go to work there or if you can go to tourist there. So of course, this is some developing situation. I know this is now like this, but maybe in the future it will be time
Yeah,
for
this is one of
Filipino
them.
to open this topic and take more responsibility and freedom to your side, like
Yeah.
citizen, like person who is free to work and travel
But that
also.
it will take a lot of time. We will see when.
Yeah, but of course, I,
Yeah.
I would actually add one thing, but I fully understand that there is needed big protection of Filipino who is
Mhm.
coming to Arabic country.
Country.
Yeah.
Definitely,
Yes.
Jacobi, this is needed big attention to this because there is many bad story about the
Yeah.
Filipino. And
Yeah,
there
I
is
understand that one because when I went to Saudi Arabia, before I went to Saudi, I have to go through the pre and serve what you call this one pre seminar, which is the CFO in the
Mhm.
Philippines. The before we didn't.
Pre-departure. Pre-departure
I
seminar.
remember it
Pidus.
was I remember it was a seminar for me the whole day, and they
Yeah,
were
it's
telling
Pidus. They call
me,
it Pidus.
yeah,
Pre-departure.
Married couple. Yeah, I think
yeah,
that's
all
Yeah.
this necessary, like you know why you are going to Saudi Arabia, but they're like, are you sure you want to go this one and things like that. So all these Filipinos that want to go to the Middle East has to go and understand what is the reason of the CFO seminar, which is it's kind of I'm sorry, but it's for me it's like of a nonsense because when I went to the airport, they didn't even ask about the seminar certificate that I went through. Like, oh my gosh, I am from Mindanao and I have to go for a hotel just to go this seminar, and then they didn't ask
Mhm.
the immigration so that I can go to Saudi Arabia. They didn't ask about it, but I have to
Mm.
get it. which
And,
I
and it
which
was
I
worth it, like information there. It was worth it for you, like in the.
if you have no brain, I think it's not
Mm,
worth it. But
yeah.
you know what you know why. I mean,
It's
sorry.
it's funny also when my experience when we're gonna leave going here.
Mhm.
Dapidos, the seminar is all about, there are topics about Saudi Arabia and
Uh-huh.
part
Mm,
of that, but we're going to Europe. They are
mm,
not discussing
different.
what is in Europe. Yeah,
Yes.
Yes,
they are
yes.
discussing what is
This
in
is
Yeah.
Saudi
really
Arabia.
like useless,
Yeah,
you know.
So this
It's
kind
it's
of
not.
so
like
this kind of
losing.
It's
tactics is
funny.
kind for me is nonsense unless the let's say the immigration in the Philippines before you get into the plane, and they're gonna ask you what is this one, where is your SAFO, where is the certificate that you went in, but they never asked me that one, which for me it was nonsense and a lot of time that I invested because I'm from Mindanao. I have to stay a
Mm,
hotel in Manila and I have to pay this one and I have to go to invest that day just to get in the seminar, which is they didn't even ask it about
Mm.
me
mm.
about
For me, it's really crazy if somebody has a visa from Europe and there is some immigration and other process and they ban, for example, to leave the country. What is that? This is really crazy. If Czech citizen will make employment agreement with anybody employer in the world, do you think that our government will tell us you cannot go? It's no way you cannot go. You cannot.
Yeah.
Against a basic freedom. This is of course topic what is needed really in the Philippines up either way because I think that you should have more responsibility but and also more freedom, but with exception of the Arabs country really, because they are very crazy. Sure.
I think it's too much bureaucracy in the
Yeah.
Philippines. That's the thing. And I want to circle back to what Miss Yen said earlier about the role of the embassy here in the Czech Republic. That's well said, but not everyone knows that this is their role. So I
Yes.
think the best thing they need to do is to disseminate this information to everyone because
it.
everyone I know are like, why is the embassy not helping me? Yada
Mm,
yada. Like
Yeah,
every
it's
time, it's always the
mm,
yeah.
embassy's fault.
Yeah.
So
I know this
I
one because
think,
I'm part of the diplomacy, especially in the U.S. embassy. My husband is related to it, and I understand there are issues like this that even the Americans, because my husband is American, and even the Americans that has trouble here in the Czech Republic, they are not really 100% can go to the embassy just to ask for
good solution.
solutions, especially
Mm,
when it comes to financial, because the embassy are not there to help you. You came here, so your responsibility is yourself. If
mm,
there's
mm,
problem with the paperwork, then the embassy will be there for you. That's the same with the Philippine embassy. So for my kababayans there that are thinking like I'm gonna go to the Czech Republic, and if ever something happened to me, the Philippine embassy will there to back me out, which is
mm,
not wrong. Yes, there is chances that they will help you when it comes to paperwork, documents. Like if you lost your passport, someone will pickpocket you, and of course
mm,
the Philippine embassy will help you that 100%. Other than that, when it comes to financial, just be in mind that the Philippine embassy is a 100% funded by the U.S. By the government, which is also we as a
mm, mm,
Filipinos paying for
The
that as a
tax.
taxpayers. So it's not really all of the time because otherwise the Philippine government will sunken. So just bear in mind that be responsible if you come to a new country, especially
mm,
here,
mm.
mainly here in the Czech Republic. If there's any problem, you can ask help to the embassy. They will give you some information what to do, and they might can help when it comes to financial, but not really like as you're thinking. If
Mm,
you need
mm.
100,000 crowns right now, they will hand you over for that. The Philippine embassy will not gonna give that.
Yeah.
Other than
They
that,
need
you have to wait
excuse me.
for
They
the
need to, because we have some agencies under that.
yeah,
They
yeah,
need to check the site of OWA or the
yeah.
DMW. There are some offers there if they are needing for financial things like
Mm.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even the OWA can give you the
Yeah, of
100,000,
course.
100% because it takes time to collect that money. And where that collection comes, it's to the Filipino community who wants to give the contribution to help you on that.
And
But don't,
please,
don't
yes,
act like, because
I would I would just like also to add to the Filipinos, please be careful with this loan scheme
Ah,
That's it's
yes.
happening around. I've been
Yeah,
hearing it a lot lately, that they are actually loaning some money, and it's making some people, some Filipinos are got into trouble because of that. So please be very careful. I know that you are feeding your families in Philippines. Somebody is relying to the support that you are giving, but please do not spend some money that you are not getting from here, because
Exactly.
the consequences of that, it's huge, and it might be possible that you are putting yourself in danger.
Super good.
um I will just say this na daghan ra ba, I mean, there's a lot here, some kind of shark loans that they are really
yeah,
coming for you and can hurt you. So please avoid that and be responsible with your finances. Only give
exactly.
what you can. Yeah.
Yes.
That's good advice. Yeah.
Nice
Yeah.
advice. All right. So those are really good insights from you guys about the employment and the challenges for our fellow OFWs here. So I would want to ask if there are any final words from anyone, any message for our Filipino community.
May mga message.
Okay.
No
Message
message.
mo.
Nah, I would like just maybe tell jako really join us next time if you are willing to open some topic. There is many things to discuss, especially about this also financial
Yeah,
things and
that
education. There is really
I
a
like
lot of
that.
things. So let's say
Yes.
join us. We will do it regularly and just tell us that you would like to speak here, and we can join you. There is no problem, and we can discuss it
Or
openly.
they can send some questions through our chat, and
Chat
maybe we
box.
Also,
can answer. Yeah.
That's
and
right.
And
And I
also,
would want to shout
Yeah.
out to Irvin De La Peña, who is commenting
uh-huh.
right now in our group chat, and Mr. JR Panuga. Hello po.
ah, yeah,
Nanonood
I
sila. So,
he's in the Philippines right now.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
yeah,
So they're in
they
Czech
are.
Republic.
And
We'll check.
gonna say something. Please don't forget August 23 will be the Filipino Festival.
Yes.
Pinoy
Yes.
Fest.
And
Yes.
it's the
Yes.
fifth,
Yeah.
fifth Pinoy
Filipino,
Fest.
Pinoy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
time to meet
Yeah.
Yes, actually,
everybody personally.
Mhm.
the group who will sing on 23rd, they actually
Mhm.
announced it earlier that please
Ah,
Oh,
meet us
that's
in
nice.
nice.
Prague, blah blah blah. So
Okay.
That's
it's
nice.
a good one. There would be another event here in July prior the August, and I would really like also to suggest that maybe we can communicate with them, partner with them, just to put a little bit of a banner of the event in Prague, so that
Sure.
that would be as well. We always promote togetherness, we always promote our culture, our
Unity.
community here in Czech Republic. So there's a lot. Please connect, don't be shy. I know that
Mhm.
there's a lot of drama going on, but we can
Mhm.
always win as one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
Well, there's
Exactly.
can I promote also?
Yeah,
Yes,
sure,
promote.
sure.
Yes, go ahead.
Speaking of promotions, we have the Las Damas de Rizal will have the
Yeah.
first is
Nana.
celebrating their first year anniversary this May 31st. And it's gonna be in the Panorama Hotel in Prague 4. You guys are welcome to come. Of course, there's an entrance fee of that. So if you are interested, and please come in. There will be a buffet unlimited, and there's gonna be a lot of fun. And yeah, dress up and just hit me up if you want to come over.
Thank you for that. I
Yes.
would
Perfect.
like to hear someday.
Okay.
I would like to know that.
Okay, and another things, I'm still hiring massage therapist.
Okay.
So,
From the
I
Philippines
want to
or in
thank.
Czech
I just want
Republic?
to thank. Ay, sorry. You can
so
go.
maybe Faith is interested. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
Wait, the one
I need to apply soon. But I want to thank Chris and Miss Ellen and to all of to everyone who invited me. Thank you so much.
No, we
Yeah.
would
Yes.
like
Pleasure to
actually.
have
Thanks
you.
also. Thanks
Yes,
for
Thank
we would
joining
you.
like
us.
to
We're
Thank
hear
happy
you.
to
more
have
from
you
you.
again next time, Faith.
Next
So
time.
feel
Okay.
free to join us again. And Miss Yen, you as well. You're very much uh, free to join us anytime or
Sure.
every 2 weeks.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, we love to have you. And That has been very insightful. So if you don't have anything else, I promise to contact the embassy to make sure they say their side on these things,
Mhm.
and
Yes.
maybe we can do another podcast on this. It would be very interesting, very informative, and very helpful to the Filipino community. So
Yeah.
thank you very much, Sir
Thank
Andre,
you.
Sir Miss Ellen, Sir Ariel, Miss Gen,
Thank
Sir Faith,
you.
and Miss Chris. Until next time, and this is
Thank you.
Unfiltered
Thank
Good
you.
evening to all.
Pinoy
Bye.
Bye
podcast.
bye.
Ciao!
Peace. Ciao.
Uh,
Cheers.
Cheers. Na zdraví.
Na zdraví.
Tak na
Cheers.
zdraví.
Good.
Dobrý.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.